Hey y'all, it's Kim from Kim Dixon Creative, and I'm here today on the Not Too Shabby channel, and I have a project using the December 2022 stamp and die set of the month. That stamp set is called Sweethearts, and when I looked on the website this morning, it is still available, and it is absolutely precious. I've already been on the channel, or been on the hop the earlier part of the month, and did a card that could be used for Christmas with this stamp. And so now I'm going to use it for a Valentine's card because let's face it, Christmas is almost here and we've got to get started on Valentine's. So I'm going to stamp up this cute little bear, and he's holding a little heart and a rose, and I stamped it out onto Express It cardstock, and I'm using my Copic markers. I used Ink on 3's hybrid black ink. I have that on my desk, as well as Memento Tuxedo black ink that I use with my Copic markers. Either will work just fine. That's just the one that I happened to see first, and I grabbed it. And so I am just coloring my little brown bear up. Nothing extremely fancy with my coloring. Y'all know I'm not a fancy colorer, but I think I'm getting better as time goes by, and I have limited number of Copic markers because I'm just getting started on my collection of those. So that kind of makes it easy. I don't have to think too hard. You know, if I want a brown combination, I have one brown combination. So that kind of, for me, helps a little bit because I'm a little bit limited. I don't have to think too hard about it. So now I'm going to just cut my little image off the bottom and cut it out with the dies that come with the set. And let me tell you, the dies that come are just, they're such quality dies. I love them so much. And almost always the die sets that come with the stamp and die set of the month come with the sentiments as well. You can cut out the sentiments. So that's really great. And I will use those here just in a minute. But over on the shop, you can buy just the stamp of the month or the stamp and die of the month. And you can also choose to have it come to you recurring, and you will get a little bit of a discount on it if you do that. And or you can buy it just 1 month at a time. The problem you run into if you buy it just 1 month at a time is that you run the risk of it not being available if it's, sells out before you can get over there. So I have a pink top folding A2 size card, and I cut down a panel out of an old paper pack that I have. It's a 6x6 paper pack from Echo Park, and I loved that ombre pink to red, and so I just cut a panel that was 4 by 5 1/4, and then I used some dies that I had in my stash and cut out these 2 arches of out of that same paper pad. It's a black buffalo plaid, and then the banners say love, and I'm just going to pop my little bear that we colored up on that panel because y'all know I like some dimension. Dimension and sparkle is my middle name, so that's just kind of the way I roll. But anyway, it's that's how I'm gonna pop this little bear up on the panel. But you also, if you go over to the shop, there's not only does Jamie have great items from Not Too Shabby brand, but she also has great stuff from other manufacturers as well. So make sure you head on over there and check out all the great things she has. Now I'm going to stamp out this little sentiment. It's very tiny, and it's going to say just for you. And I'm going to stamp it on the red end of that piece of scrap that we had left from cutting off my panel, because I want it to I want it up in the top right corner, and I want it to stand out. So I want it to be different than the pink that's up there. So I'm just going to stamp that out, still using that Ink on 3 hybrid ink. And hardly had to stamp it twice, but I went ahead and did that. And then I cut it out with the die and glued it up to the top right corner. And now I have some gems that I am going to put on my card. I put a little cluster of 3 at the top and a little cluster of 3 at the bottom. And they're little red gems, and I'll be honest, I don't know where they came from. I've had them for a while. I have them on my desk trying to use them up. So I took some of the scraps and cut down a little 1/2 inch strip and just cut little angled ends on them and cut them different lengths. And I'm going to decorate the inside of my card. So I'm just going to glue those right there up in the top left corner. And I'm also going to stamp an image in the bottom right corner. There is an image on the stamp set that is just a little sign with some birds on it, and it's really cute, and I thought it would look really cute stamped down in the bottom with some pink ink. And it ended up being a little more red than what I thought. It's Simon Hurley's Love Struck color. And so I just stamped that down at the bottom, and I have to stamp it a couple of times because I didn't rub my stamp and get the manufacturing oils and stuff off of it. So that's the great thing about using a MISTI, but I just stamped that down in the bottom corner. And then I want to decorate the envelope to match. So I took the scrap of the black buffalo plaid and I'm going to glue it to the back flap of the envelope. This kind of makes things really neat if to bring the inside out, or in the case of the inside of the card, the outside in, and just make it kind of flow and be coherent throughout. So I'm going to just glue that there and just take my scissors and cut around the flap of the envelope. It's straight lines. It's very easy. Even if it were the pointed kind, it would still be easy to do. I've done it before. And so now you have a back flap on that envelope that matches your card. And to further make it match, I'm going to stamp that same sentiment to the front of my envelope. But I'm going to move it this time. I'm not going to put it in the same place. So I'm going to just get my envelope in my MISTI and get my stamp positioned where I want it, and luckily I positioned it exactly where I want it because I didn't, as you see, clean my stamp, and so it had a little ink on it, but it worked out fine because I ended up being in the right place. And the other side of that is, if I'd messed it up, it's an envelope. I mean, we always say it's just paper, but that's just an envelope. I could have gone and gotten another envelope. So all is well. But anyway, I thought that little sign looked cute in the bottom corner of my stamp as well, envelope, as well. And so there you have the card and the envelope, and I think it turned out really cute. Thanks so much for stopping by and watching the video. I hope it inspired you to create this morning. I hope you will head over to Jamie's shop and check out all the great products that she has, including this stamp of the month and the die of the month. And there may even be some of the box of the month left, and it was really great as well. So head on over there, see what you can find, and come back and watch some other videos. I know the design team will be on later this month with more projects. I will be on my channel later this month with another project with this stamp set. So I look forward to seeing you there. Bye.